I fell sufficiently in love with this part of the world and people in this part of the world that we decided to stay. I first came to Alberta with my grandmother, who lived in Denver but traveled all through the West, Canadian and American West. And the main thing I remembered about it from my childhood visits were the mountains. I'm a real mountain person. You know, they always say there are mountain people, there are prairies people, and there are ocean people. Well, I'm a real mountain person. That's where I work best, that's where I live best, and that's what feels natural to me. So I remembered that. I think I sometimes think that there are what I used to call, it's probably not a very politically correct phrase anymore, but I used to call vertical realities in North America as opposed to horizontal realities. Obviously, we have our national borders, which are between Canada and the US and Mexico, which are horizontal borders. But I also think there is for me a kind of Western way of life that is shared by people both in the western part of Canada and in the western part of the United States. So having grown up in the western United States for the very first part of my life, I don't know that I found such a distinction. I certainly found welcome. I like the elbow room. I like both the literal space that we have in Alberta and in the West, as well as what I think of as the imaginative space that we have in the West. I'm not a happy person being always in an urban setting around lots of other people. For one thing, my work requires sort of isolation, privacy, and quiet in my case. I know some writers can play music and have the television on and whatever while they work. Well, I need as close to absolute quiet and no other people, even in my peripheral vision. So that seemed to be highly available in Alberta space. And I just think that the way that the prairies meet the mountains in this province is the single most topographically beautiful thing I've ever seen anywhere in the world. To me, that is ultimate natural magic, is the way that the prairies climb into the foothills and then up to the sky in the Rockies. That's as beautiful as anything I've ever seen elsewhere, whether man-made or natural. And it felt very home-like to me from the beginning.